Hey everybody, how you doing on your Monday? Some breaking news to start with. We've just found AP is officially saying this. I had heard rumors from my sources, but now we are finding out for sure that Janelle Stelson, longtime journalist and a recent political figure who just lost to Scott Perry in the 2024 election for the 10th district seats, is running again. No word if she's moving yet. Of course, she didn't live in the district, but she says that she is going to run again. Hey, first time didn't work. Other politicians in the past have won the second time through, so we'll see if that works out for her. Janelle Stelson officially running, says she'll start her campaign in July. These things happen quick, right? House of Representatives, you run every couple of years, you got to keep it moving. So she's ready to roll again in July. So, hey, second time around, you've learned some things. You see what you didn't know, and maybe it'll work out better. Let's get to our stories of the night. The wildfires, we are still following them. It's now been 5 days. A lot of these started on Thursday. It has been very taxing on these volunteer fire companies, including the ones in Shippensburg. This is the Micho State Forest, of course. There you see the Vigilant Hose Company in Cumberland County right there. 2,500 acres. This has been a lot. We are seeing some people now coming back that have been evacuating. So that is some good news there. Firefighters, they've been going through this. It's been tough. Definitely, they've been talking about taking in, if possible, in Shippensburg here, some donations from the public. You know, if you appreciate them, they will take some monetary stuff. If not, get involved more with the fundraisers, bingo, raffles, things like that. They'd like more equipment and maybe some more specific equipment to fighting these kinds of fires that are up in the woods. Really tough for their scenarios. We appreciate first responders, of course. How about a rock climber that had to be rescued over the weekend? This was Sunday. The Susquehanna Riverlands State Park. Person got hung up. They were hanging 30 feet off of Shoals Rock, it's called, according to the York County Office of Emergency Management. But folks got to them as well. So not sure if the person broke the leg beforehand or because of the fall, but they were out there Sunday. Guy got rescued, and you see some of the rocky terrain that they had to work through to get to this location. So once again, we want to thank all of our first responders working some really tough conditions there, and they're just asked to go, and they go. So the Helen Fire Company responded to this. They lowered the man from the ledge. Helicopter was waiting to take care of him. So pretty good scenario there. Melania Trump. Who knew Melania Trump would be the great equalizer, the one who is bringing everybody together? But if you remember, one of her projects is the Take It Down law she would like to see. That is basically revenge porn or something like that, where, you know, one of the people in a relationship have pictures of the other. They post it online to embarrass them, maybe after a breakup, something like that. Well, it has passed the House so far, and I believe it's working its way through the Senate as well. This is bipartisan. So you have, you know, Klobuchar on the Democratic side. You have Cruz on the Republican side when it comes to the senators, and they are working together on this. It looks like it's going to get through no problem. You'd have to take it down within 48 hours, and they're really putting the emphasis on the companies to do this, whether that be, you know, Meta or Amazon or some of these companies that once they're made aware that this is out there on your platform, got to take it down within 48 hours. Yes, a lot of damage can happen in 48 hours if you're putting stuff out there. We get it. But this is a step in the right direction for helping out people's privacy. And, you know, there could be also in the future some different kinds of punishment for the people that are actually doing this as well. So keep that in mind. Did you see any of the footage from the Eagles today? EAGLES White House. They didn't go in 2018. There were a number of the players who said they didn't want to go. This was a more tumultuous time in a sense in 2018. There were some protests going on. Remember, there was some, in particular, protests around the national anthem. A number of players weren't sure if they would go. Donald Trump's first term in 2018. And so many people said they weren't going to go that he eventually rescinded the invitation. This time, much more receptive. A lot of the players went. A few did not. The few that were not there, as you see so many were in this image here, was Jalen Hurts, A.J. Brown, and I believe Smith also did not go. They said they had other prior engagements is the official word there. I threw a little on my Twitter page, my X page, I threw just a poll. if you didn't want to go, what should you do? So yeah, I give you some options there. Go anyway and make your point. Just say you have another obligation. Go there and hang out with your buddies. You guys are all friends, and you're in a different place that's historic. The White House. If you don't like Donald Trump, you just consider it the White House. It's people's house, right? It's ours. He's just going to be there for a little while, and then he's gone. You can have pictures in the White House. He doesn't have to be in the pictures. So you got a lot of options. I think you always go to places like that are historic. And if you want to say something about when you're there, fine. What I would do is I would bring a piece of paper. I'd hand it to them in front of everybody. And then they would say, what was that about? And you'd say, just give me my thoughts and things I'd like for him to work on, the things I don't think are going very well. Boom. Then you see what he does after that. But anyway, that's my take on that. You guys can make your own decisions. Something interesting to keep an eye on here. Saquon Barkley did take a picture solo with Donald Trump in the Oval Office, and he's getting some criticism online for that. Also played golf with him recently, saying that he enjoyed his round. So we're going to see how that goes. Could be very interesting. I'm seeing some things online. People are done with their jerseys with him. And who knows if there's going to be a backlash here. When you're playing politics and sports, things can get messy. What I say on my stuff is I cover sports, I cover politics, not at the same time. Today, I would consider this a sports event. People want to make it politics, they can, but this really was just about celebrating their victory. And one interesting thing also, he says, I endorse the tush push. So that's the one endorsement we did see today, was that Donald Trump said, I think you can keep it going. And Nick Sirianni loved that. You see Big Dom there as well. Let's bring in our weather guru. He is a meteorologist who wants nothing to do with football weather at this point, because we are moving forward to spring that feels like summer.
Yeah, it's a warm week, Joel D. Above average. Average high now is getting close to 70, but we're well above that. This is tomorrow. Look at that. We're headed to 82, and it's a cold front that comes through tomorrow evening, so that's going to give us a couple of early evening thunderstorms, looking at between 6 and 8 tomorrow. So it's not going to be a whole lot of rain. It's not going to last a long time, but it's hitting right at the time when maybe you're headed to practice with the kids, or they're still out having games and stuff. So winds pick up tomorrow afternoon. It's windy through Wednesday. That's not good for our fire danger. So the fire danger remains high. So even though we're getting those under control out in western Cumberland County, we really need to be careful all week long until we get some more beneficial rain. That's where you're looking at Friday. I think that's our best chance of one of those all day kind of on and off rain shower kind of days. Notice we're still warm then, but then we cool off as we start the weekend. So the first part of the weekend is a little iffy again. Remember this past weekend, we had some showers left over. It turned cooler. So that's what we're looking at.
Are you going to tell me that all this wind is normal? Because I don't remember it being this windy in April all the time. Am I just missing it?
People always complain about the wind, but usually March is our windy month. So I would say, yes, it's a little later that we're dealing with the winds on a regular basis like this in April. But winds through springtime are fairly common, of course.
Gotcha.
It's a battle, Joel D. It's the warm air is trying to beat down the cold air and win out.
Oh, there we go. It's a heavyweight battle. Got it.
There you
go.
All
right. Good luck.
See you, bud.
Who wins the battle? We'll see. All right, folks, there you go. Lots to comment on for you. Hopefully you guys are always commenting, or at least thinking about what you're seeing here on 21 Next. We're posting on other social media channels as well. So it's a good thing to talk about this time. It's that take it down revenge porn situation, the Eagles situation, Janelle Stelson running again. We get a lot of things you guys can comment on and share. And the notifications, that's what you need to do on YouTube, so you know when we're on, and you will know. Thanks for spending part of your Monday night with me. I'm Joel D, and the place to be. And the place to be in a few minutes is on TV on the CW, and then later at 11 o'clock on CBS 21. Goodbye.